It is finally here. The automatic video summarizer. I don't know what I named it, but it is here. After about 2 weeks of development, it has finally arrived. It took some frustrating days to get this to this point. It's still not ready yet. It still needs a little bit of work, and I'll discuss that later in the video, but it's working, and I'll describe that and demonstrate that as we get towards the video. But it's definitely a learning experience. I think whenever you start a new project like this, it's a learning experience. You learn just so much about new technologies, new systems, how they work, developing for those systems, what you would do differently at the start, and all these different things. And I think that just adds to your knowledge, and I think it just adds to your tool belt of tools that you have. So anyway, enough of me blabbering about. Let me demonstrate this for you. And so I'm just on YouTube now. This is not, again, I don't have anything pre-planned. The extension is here, automatic video summarizer extension. I haven't prepared anything, so I'm gonna click on some random videos here. This is just on the YouTube homepage here. So I'm going to click on this video here. So I'm gonna click this extension, and this extension opens up, and you can see we have two buttons: check if I have summary, check if have summary, or summarize. And then the actual summary will appear here, and then the feedback. So if I click summary, and then I'm going to click the summarize button and just generate it like that. Yeah, so then the summary appears in the text box. So one caveat that I've seen is that you have to stay in the extension for the summary to appear. So, and that's not an ideal user experience. And again, we'll get into kind of what changes that I'll make, or what improvements I'll make as I continue to develop this. But you can see the summary is there. The video is behind the scenes look at a football team's pregame rituals and motivational speeches, reciprocation. Again, you get the summary, and you can, if you watch the video, you can tell me, if you watch a video, you can see if the summary matches with that video. For the most part, I think it does. There are some cases where I've seen videos to be the summary not to be the best fit for the video, and so that needs to be worked on as well. But it's here, so if I click off, you see the summary is still there, and this retry button appears, so we can still retry. And if you refresh, the summary doesn't go away, so you'll still have that summary there for you. Every time you go on this video, you'll have that summary there. I went back to the YouTube homepage just to do a couple more examples here. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this one. This is a 20-minute video. Another thing, also another caveat that I should mention, is that it only works with videos with captions. I think that's good to note here, is that the video must have captions for this to work. So if I just go to summary, summarize, again, we're staying on the extension page. We're not clicking off, we're staying here. Then it'll just take a second, and I think that's something else that I want to improve, is just the time it takes to generate the summary. But we can see the summary here. This video, the narrator spending the night in Western Canada with only 5 simple items, and so the summary is there, and you get the kind of the gist of the video, what the content is, etc., which I think could be helpful. So you see that there. I am going to do one more example, just to do 3. I'm going to do one more example. Let's do a chemistry video. Let's do this, biochemistry, right? So we're gonna take this, summarize, we're gonna stay on this page, and then let the summary load. Oh, so the error does show up. Okay, excellent. So actually this was a good example. Transcripts are unavailable, and so we get that error in getting transcripts. Transcript is disabled on this video. So that was actually a good example for that. So I'll summarize this, and actually it'll be interesting to see the type of summaries it generates for that type of video. Like for a gaming video, does it generate a different kind of summary. What summary would you want for a gaming video? Like that is something that I think can also be interesting to play around with and adjust. Let's see if I go back out. It's not there. Let me do it again. I think that's another item that I want to fix. Sometimes you have to regenerate the summary, like click summarize for the same video multiple times. Ideally, you should only click summarize once and the summary should generate. Now it takes time to generate the summary, so that should be kind of built in the app, built in the extension in a very ideal way there. So that still needs work, but and it doesn't look like it wants to generate for this video. Some videos are like that. I think I found that in my testing, where some videos it doesn't generate. And so that's one thing that I want to kind of make more reliable is that if a user clicks the summarize button, we should generate that summary, and we should do everything in our power to generate that summary. And so that's a fix, but you get the idea, right? It's an extension. You have two buttons here. You can summarize the video that you're on. If you go back to that video, the summary will still be there, so on and so forth. And so just really quickly, I want to document the top fixes or the problems that I see. I want to clearly summarize them. There's three major problems. First of all, the reliance on the browser. So the browser is something that is can change the user can go to a different tab. What happens if the user closes the browser? It's not a reliable way to depend on a expensive process, right? When I'm generating that summary, the summary is expensive. You know, we gotta get the transcript, then we gotta go through the entire transcript, then we gotta summarize, then we have to maybe do chunking. Like it's this whole process that happens under the hood, and I'll show the code soon if that's requested. But it's this whole process under the hood, and I think that moving that reliance from the browser to the back end, I think would be helpful as well. Another thing is it's slow. As you can see, the UI is slow. It doesn't come. It's not reliant. And so that's another one of my focuses, is making it more reliable. When you generate that summary, the app tells you generated that summary for the video, and we're gonna give you that summary. Don't worry, we're gonna give you that. And another thing, is the summary good? And that's kind of subjective. That's hard to tell. But we have to, if we're summarizing videos, we have to make sure that the summary is excellent, it's good. And you know, it's an AI, so it's not like it's perfectly excellent, but that it's reasonably good, and that it covers most of the content. We're giving it the right prompts, we're giving it the right settings so that it generates the most efficient summary. And so the top fixes as I see them is documentation, just for myself. That's kind of a developer thing. But the UI, if you look at this UI is not where I want it to be, and so improvements there. Authenticating, so keeping track of your summaries. If you say you log out of this browser, do you want to keep track of your summaries, or is it too much? Is that too much? Maybe just authenticating you to use this application. I think that's something that I'm looking into, because it is expensive. I guess the call to make it is expensive and costs actual money, you know, to generate these summaries. So kind of authenticating the user in that way. Again, transitioning from relying on the browser to relying on server-side technologies, and then finally more robust error handling. You know, why didn't that summary generate? Why don't I know that as a user? Why don't I know why that summary is not coming up? You know, I should be able to see that, and as a developer, I should be able to know why that summary is not coming up and triage that. And so that's something as well that I want to look into. But I just wanted to demonstrate that it is here. It does, you know, kind of do its job. Again, for this video, for some reason it didn't work, but yeah, I'm having really fun, just so much fun creating this, and just learning new things. I didn't know how to develop Chrome extensions before, and get something out, get something out for public consumption. So learning how to do that as well, end to end, not just on one specific part of the stack, but from UI to to back end to deployment. How do you do that? And so yeah, it's just a learning experience. So I appreciate you watching, and have a great day.